Welcome to Spit, Speak and Spill, part of Eastside Arts Festival. Huge thanks to Abby Oliveira for getting me involved. My name is David Malahan. I started writing poetry in 1986. I really only got into performing poetry in my 30s. The first poem I'd like to perform for you is Sobriety. I stopped drinking 7 weeks ago and it has a huge effect on me. Sobriety. Waking up on a Saturday morning, no hangover or 5 seconds getting sick warning. No regrets of things I did or said, just thoughts of the books that I have read. Not wondering did I fight with my girlfriend, or wondering did I fight with a friend. Feeling fit, lifting 30 kilos on the bar. Putting 40 kilos on the bar is not that far. Reason has returned and I'm thinking clearly ahead. Thoughts of going back travelling, not worrying about the price of 2 bottles of wine instead. Flight tickets and visas and fresh food and bread. Others people's drinking doesn't bother me. I'm over the addiction, now totally free. I'm not looking for praise, I'm just out with that drunken haze. The occasional spliff I still blaze. This isn't a phase, my sobriety has me amazed. The second poem I would like to read is along the themes of connection, which this festival is about. It's all about connection. And at many festivals and events, I've noticed poets write about relationships with their family, particularly with their mums. Poems about mums are very popular, and this is my poem about my mum, and it's called And You Love Me Anyway. You carried me for 9 months, your little bundle of joy, a mother's love from day to day, and you love me anyway. And then through my teenage years, as I made you shed so many tears, teachers said I was nobody's fool, as I bounced through 3 secondary schools. A mother's love that did not sway, and you love me anyway. And as my behaviour became stranger, even putting my life in danger, and you were the one who came and got me out after the first time the cops dragged me away, for you love me anyway. What a shock it must have been, a full-on nightmare as opposed to a mother's dream. Your only son thinking he was intersolar, as the doctors diagnosed bipolar. The constant reminder day to day that you love me anyway. Hello again. We decided to shoot the more serious 2 poems in my house, and now we're in Shrack Castle in Tullamore. It was built in 1588 by the Elizabethans. I actually slept here one night when I was 13. I ran away from home. If you're trying to piss your parents off, a good thing to do is to run away from home. It lets them know who's boss. I contacted Abby about material, about adult material and over 18 material, and she said it was fine. So I started doing poetry 10 years ago, and I started doing stand-up comedy 10 years ago as well, so I'm going to mix a little bit of both. The poem I'd like to read now is The Cow and the Sheep. The connection theme is the connection between the cow and the sheep. After many years of sharing the same field, an interspecies love began to yield, from running in the grass and enjoying a joke, to scratching their hides and learning to smoke. A proper relationship with passionate feelings befriended. What happened in the bushes was not what God intended. Their best friends knew, the chicken and the horse. Of this forbidden union they said nothing, of course. Then the pig found out and raised the alarm, and squealed to the man who was running the farm. Cow and sheep were butchered to alleviate the shame. Chicken and horse knew the pig was to blame. And then late one night when the animals were in bed, they put on balaclavas and sneaked into the shed and took turns firing bullets into his fucking head. Thank you. There's a bit of George Orwell in there, Animal Farm, bestiality, just to mix it up a little bit. Over the years, I used to go to a lot of gigs in my teens, and I got big into going to dance music festivals and raves and parties and clubs and all that, squad parties. And I loved it. Did it for like 10 years solid. But like when I moved back to Ireland, like a very popular instrument in Ireland is the acoustic guitar. It's like everyone plays the fucking acoustic guitar. Like, is it the only fucking instrument we have? So I was at a party one night, and the guy had a collection of records, and we were listening to Tin Lizzy. And then out of nowhere, a taxi turned up with three guys with acoustic guitars, and me and my friend had to turn off Tin Lizzy and listen to these three guys murder cover versions for the night. I didn't stay too long, but I wrote this poem when I got home, and it's called "Why Can't You Stick Your Acoustic Guitar Up Your Arse?" This is a house party, and we were having fun, dancing, talking, and listening to the stereo, but you had to take the guitar from out of your bum. Now everyone has to be quiet as you monopolize the night. What a selfish thing to do. For just one night, can't we take a pass? And why can't you stick your acoustic guitar up your ass? Thank you. I love dogs. I had dogs when I was growing up. As a child, we always had dogs and loved them. They're better than humans in many ways. They're loyal, they're fun, they love you. If you have a dog, all his life is about you. Your day would be about different things, but his day is all about you. So I wrote this about my neighbour's dog, who I love, and I might kidnap sometime. But I feed him every night. My neighbour doesn't know. And it's called A Dog's Life. Life wouldn't be a slog if I could only be a dog. Forget the austerity farce. All I need to do is to smell dog's arse. Tongue out, running down the path, admiring mounds of shit I shat. Up a tree the cat it calls. I sit down and lick my balls. Thank you. And sticking with the connection theme, masturbation. Like, it's connecting with yourself. It's having sex with yourself. There's no greater connection than a person having sex with themselves. All around the world right now, there are people having sex with themselves. Now that's a connection. I wrote 2 poems about masturbation, and I showed them to my friend who was an event organizer, and he thought they were really good, but he said I'd have to write 3, like a trilogy. And I wrote 3, but I'll only read 2 tonight, because one of them is fucking disgusting. The first one is called Sneaky Wank. House is empty, let's be frank. It's time for a sneaky wank. Broadband or memory bank, keep an eye on your flank, 'cause it's time for a sneaky wank. One in the tank, walking around with a plank, is your name Hank? You're overdue a sneaky wank. Firing only blank, your own arse you do spank. Did your man escape from Shawshank? Nothing as inevitable as the sneaky wank. The second poem about masturbation I wrote, I lived in a house with 8 lads in the UK, in Wales actually, and one of them introduced me to the idea of a wank sock, which was an environmentally friendly way of wanking. It's obviously, it is what it is. It's a wank sock, and then you put it in the washing machine afterwards. And it was I was 18, I didn't know. So I wrote a poem in a tribute to him passing on this information, which was also a connection. And it's called William Wanksock. Packs of 5, woolly, striped toes like a glove, searching through the pile for the one that you love. Under the bed, stuck to the shelf, you're about to have sex with yourself. Chain smoking, overweight, sweaty spectacle, tearing up the gaff for your favourite receptacle. 3.5 billion women do not flock to the house of William Wanksock. Yeah, the cool thing about the Eastside Festival is it's connected me back to Northern Ireland. I was born in Armagh in 1974, both parents from Tyrone, lived in Canada for a while, and then moved to Tullamore, County Offaly. And when I was growing up, I was fascinated that the armed transit vans for the cash deliveries for the banks were being manned by the Irish Army. There was been so many being robbed that The Irish Army. I don't think the Irish Army still do the transit deliveries, but they used to when I was a child. You'd have the Irish Army in the front and the back of these convoys of the cash. I was always asking my dad, like, is it that serious that like they need the army? And he said, yeah, it is. But over over a while, I've always wondered why, as a neutral nation, we need an army at all. So I wrote a poem about it. It's called Irish Soldier Minding Cash Van. Standing to attention, eyes looking around, ears pricked up listening for sound. At any stage getting ready to run, not trusted with bullets for your gun. The nation is satisfied and the uniform shows we don't want you to blow off all your toes. I suppose it's cool you look fairly hard. It beats the fuck out of being a guard. But rumours are flying, maybe you've heard. When you're on tour, other guys are shagging your bird. Though if it really lifts off, you can kick back and snore. You signed up for neutrality, not the possibility of war. And I was sold engineering supplies during the Celtic Tiger and had got some good jobs and made some decent commission selling engineering supplies and building supplies during the Celtic Tiger. And it was a crazy time to be living in Dublin, and it was great fun. Everyone had money. The brickies had money, electricians had money, all the builders had money, and it all trickled down. Loads of people had money. And with a lot of money came a lot of cocaine. It just goes hand in hand. And I wrote this poem towards the end of the Celtic Tiger. So it's a bit outdated, but it was when there wasn't as many big building jobs on and there wasn't as much cash about the country. And it's called Where's All the Cocaine Gone? Long gone the halcyon days of the building boom bender and the South American cartel and the money we would send her. Politicians, doctors and overpaid bankers. From council houses to the Foxrock wankers. Ireland was a blizzard of Peruvian snow, and with each 8-ball boat, the ego it did grow. Rich we were back then, and now we are broke. Only the select few now can afford a nose full of coke. I have to rewrite that poem now because I hear coke's back, but I don't know. I'm going to finish with a poem. I did a lot of travelling and working abroad, and anytime I was abroad, there was two things always on my mind when I came home. A pint of full fat Irish milk, always. When you get into Dublin, get in from the airport, go in and get a pint of real Irish milk, always. And then get the train to Tullamore and go into the Bridge House and have a carvery dinner. It's the best. It's just the best. There's nothing comes close. It's just the best. It fed me for years. It fed my dad for years. It's just best. I wrote a poem about it. It's called Bridge House Carvery Dinner. Bridge House Carvery Dinner, I fucking love you. Bridge House Carvery Dinner, I really love you, motherfucker. I fucking hope you do not stray. Please don't fuck off far away. I lick the gravy off the tray. Bridge House motherfucking Carvery Dinner, you make me feel like such a winner. Wednesday is my fucking dole day. I fucking idolise that rich fuck Christy May. He may be gone, but the food's still top notch. I'd eat it out of an old man's crotch. I'm talking about you, Bridge motherfucking House Carvery Dinner. Of course I want 4 types of spuds. I want roast, I want chips, I want mash. Garlic spuds, just a splash. You can always find a place to sit. It's the best Jacks in Tullamore if you need a shit. Bridge fucking motherfucking House Carvery Dinner. I fucking love you. I really do. I frequent and haunt. I'm the local carvery savant. You're always worth a jaunt. It doesn't matter that I cannot afford the beef. Give me the fucking vol au vent. I'd like to just thank everyone at Eastside Arts Festival. I hope you're having a great night. To the other performers, I hope it goes really well. And my heart goes out to Abby Oliveira for inviting me and to perform. I love her. Anyone that knows Abby loves her. She's amazing. And I hope the rest of the night goes really well. Thank you very much.